Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Mountains are some of the most interesting geological features the world has to offer. And on this International Mountain Day, did you know that these high-range natural formations have served as playgrounds and places of worship for countless humans? Come, we have another stimulating show for you. It begins with the news.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JS News for Monday, December 11, 2023. The Joint Select Committee of Parliament that reviewed the Cybercrimes Act has made several recommendations for the inclusion of new offences under the legislation. Minister with Oversight for Skills and Digital Transformation, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, made the disclosure in the Senate on Friday. She was opening the debate on the report of the Joint Select Committee on the review of the Cybercrimes Act 2015. The new offences include cyberstalking, cyber defamation, cyber threats, cyberbullying, webjacking, phishing, spoofing, spamming, and social engineering.
In its consideration of these offences, the committee found that various provisions of the existing Cybercrimes Act treated with some of these offences, while other pieces of legislation were better suited to address others.
The Skills and Digital Transformation Minister says several other laws will have to be looked at in tandem with the review of the Cybercrimes Act. These include legislation dealing with child pornography, sexual offences, terrorism, defamation, and larceny. The Education Act, Law Reform, Fraudulent Transactions, Special Provisions Act, Obscene Publications, Suppression of Act, and the Offences Against the Person Act are also included. The Parliamentary Joint Select Committee is also recommending that a new cybersecurity legislation be drafted to address some of the general concerns raised by stakeholders. Subject to consultation with stakeholders and Cabinet's approval, the new legislation would deal with protection of critical systems, standards and guidelines for assessors of cyber services of protected systems. It would also provide for the establishment of a cybersecurity authority and guidelines or standards for the protection of protected computers.
So this is the Cybercrimes Act that lays out the crimes, but we believe that there is need for a broader cybersecurity legislation that's going to put in place the provisions around protecting the critical systems in our country, especially in government, and having an authority that will be leading that effort.
The report of the Joint Select Committee on the review of the Cybercrimes Act 2015 was adopted by the Senate. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says Jamaica will continue to facilitate law enforcement training for the Haitian National Police Force as part of a long-term strategy established by the government. He emphasized the commitment during the closing ceremony for the first Haitian National Police training course held on Friday at the National Police College of Jamaica in St. Catherine. 16 Haitian police officers took part in the one-week training course, which focused on security screening interview techniques. The Canadian government, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the National Police College of Jamaica, and other key stakeholders pooled together to facilitate the training. It was crafted to strengthen the capabilities of members of the Haitian National Police and to help ensure the safety and security of that country's citizens. Minister Chang has urged the officers to use the training to help bring about the urgent change that is necessary on the neighboring island. In October of this year, the United Nations Security Council authorized the deployment of a multinational security support mission to Haiti for an initial period of 12 months with a review after 9. Dr. Chang says the Jamaican government will continue to support this mission to help to rebuild and standardize the security infrastructure, the local electoral system, health, and the social and political arrangements in the country. More than 600 residents in north-central Clarendon have been provided with birth certificates under the government's Operation Birthright program. They are among a list of more than 2,900 people submitted by the Member of Parliament, Information Minister Robert Morgan, to receive the document free of cost from the Registrar General's Department, RGD. An additional 1,000 persons from the constituency who were recommended by other designated institutions and individuals are also benefiting from the initiative. 17 of the residents were presented with their birth certificates during a ceremony at the Chapelton Library last Thursday.
I hope you guys will use it to get all your other documents, your TRN, your national ID when it comes in, as well as your other important documents.
Government is implementing Operation Birthright at a cost of $350,000 under the National Identification System (NIDS). It targets persons earning a monthly income of $52,000 or less to be provided with birth certificates free of cost. Eligible persons can be recommended for the undocumented registration program by several institutions and individuals.
And we want everyone to be able to have an identity, because you cannot do business. You cannot do business, you cannot get a TRN, you cannot get a passport, just about anything. Banking information, you must have a birth certificate. So we encourage you to tell your fellow community friends to come into the RGD.
The Ministry of Health has received medical equipment and supplies valued at approximately $500,000 that will improve the delivery of high quality and efficient care in Jamaica's public health system. The donation from the government of the People's Republic of China was channeled through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
So thank you again for all that you are giving today. We accept it graciously and gratefully, and we say to you, we will continue the dialogue on the other forms of collaboration.
It includes 10 defibrillators, 10 advanced and standard multi-parametric patient monitors, 15 video laryngoscope with C-blade, and 28 syringe pumps. The minister says the equipment will help to reduce patients' wait time and ease the load on healthcare teams. And finally, patients seeking care at the Percy Junior Hospital in Manchester are now enjoying improvements to the facility's infrastructure as well as better customer service. The hospital was refurbished at a cost of $10.7 million through financing from the National Health Fund NHF. The project included upgrades to the accident and emergency and waiting areas, doctor's office, nurse's station, casualty area, records department, bathrooms, and linkway. Percy Junior is the latest facility to benefit from upgrading work and customer service training under the Ministry of Health's Compassionate Care Program. 122 members of its staff received the customer service training. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says this is a major strategic initiative that fosters a patient-centered approach to providing quality care. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Small space gardening has become an increasingly popular phenomenon as more people live in urban environs with limited or no outdoor space. Whether it's flowers or a herbal garden, you can still enjoy the peace that comes with growing plants. Find out more in this feature.
Urban gardening is the cultivation of vegetables, fruits, aromatic plants, and herbs in an enclosed space or your backyard. It's an ideal way for those with little space to participate in the process of food production, saving money while feeding themselves. Practical application is one of the best methods of imparting new knowledge. The Jamaica 4-H Clubs ran with that concept when it set up an urban garden display project at 123 Duke Street in downtown Kingston.
This project was born out of the COVID pandemic, where we recognize that food production has to become everybody's business. Traditionally, most of our food in Jamaica is cultivated in rural areas. We believe that even if you are in a dormitory community without land space, we believe that there's still an opportunity for you to produce. In this urban model, you would realize that we are demonstrating how you can do air planting, how you can do planting on your fence line, how you can produce food in different medium. And so we are utilizing a fully integrated approach from collecting your own water by generating your own nutrient within the urban garden model setting to be able to produce the food that you will eat.
There are a few vital things that plants need to grow. These include sunlight, proper temperature, moisture, air, and nutrients.
One of the basic pieces of technology inside our urban model garden is to demonstrate rainwater harvesting. From your roof, you're collecting your water, not only your roof, but just anywhere there's a runoff, because it could be a runoff underground. And what you want to do is to be able to have some storage capacity.
In the 4-H urban garden, the water is stored underground to ensure there is more available space on the surface. Of course, your environment will determine the most effective setup for your system.
One of the good things about Jamaica, other than when we have night, we always have sunlight. There are some plants that requires a lot more lighting than others. And so one of the things we demonstrate or we share with urban gardeners is where you put what. So there are some plants that you can do indoors. There are some plants that will strive and do better if they were to be grown outdoor, whether you're using container, you're using your fencing, you're using backyard, front yard, or your rooftop. Another feature that is demonstrated here is composting. To my right is our composting area, and we have a roto-composting bin, as well as we have a regular bin. And in fact, just about all the vegetative matter and the waste from the birds and the animals across there are in fact all placed into our composters, and that is broken down to provide organic matter. Because again, your soil needs that for aeration, it needs it to add humus, and that's what is going to allow your plants to grow well.
And all this can be done in your own space. Livestock is another avenue you can choose in your urban gardening. Rabbit rearing is an excellent source of protein, and it doesn't require much space. You can also use the plants in the garden to feed them. Other animals can be included, such as chicken and fish.
We do a lot of different birds here. You can do your ornamental fish, you can do your tilapia, and you can also do your domestic hens. Because that's something we are also promoting, is to get back to those domestic hens for eggs and meat. There are many things you can do in terms of livestock. It's almost as diverse as you're going for crops.
To replicate this model in your urban space, speak with your Jamaica 4-H Club's parish officer. You can receive seeds and other planting material to get you started.
One of the biggest threats right now in the world is not war or COVID, is really to have a sustainable supply of food. And the view is that no longer can we only rely on the traditional food producer. I think food production has to become everybody's business. And I think the extent to which we are able to get all our people to produce some of what you will consume, I think is one of the greatest steps we can take in looking at the phenomenon of food sustainability.
A strategy the Jamaica 4-H Society has started to aid in maintaining sustainable food within communities. And if you haven't begun the process in your space yet, you can start now.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Keeping a normal temperature. Check. Lubricated and cushioned joints. Check. These are just two of the benefits of drinking sufficient water. Watch this feature to learn more about how water works for your body.
Approximately 60% of our body is made up of water. It is recommended that we drink 8 ounces 8 times throughout the day, every day. But why drink water when we can all consume something way more fun? Well, if it's alcohol, did you know that too much can lead to stomach problems? Or how about sodas? They have no nutritional benefit. Yeah, it's just sugar. Also, too much sugar from the drinks you consume can increase your risks of heart disease, weight gain, high blood pressure, and inflammation. Ugh! On the other hand, drinking water not only prevents dehydration, but will combat these issues. Drinking water can also help adjust your mood. It can prevent and treat headaches, as well as keep you from a hangover when applied in between giddy refreshments. All that sounds good, but you may be thinking, surely there are other ways to deal with those issues. So why drink water? Why? Why? You may say. Well, here are some fun facts. Drinking lots of water gives you wonderful skin. That's right. Water helps to clear up those pimples and wrinkles from premature aging. All before them young. We're getting off topic here. Water helps to control your weight. Yeah, it has no calories. When you drink sugary drinks that are high in calories, you are stacking on those pounds. But water keeps you full and staves off any cravings you may have. Hello, excess fat, where? Sing with me, trim and keep going to the gym though. Keep going to the gym. Water helps to regulate your blood pressure. Dehydration can cause drops in your blood pressure that could harm your internal organs. But drinking lots and lots of water helps you maintain a healthy blood flow consistency. A more fun fact, if you're going to give blood, drinking lots of water beforehand keeps you from acting boozy. I mean getting woozy. That is to the point of fainting from lowered blood pressure. So, drink your water and be sure to donate. You could save a life. Water also regulates your blood temperature. Yeah, drinking water helps to reduce strain on your body during exercise and helps to maximize your physical performance. It gets your kidneys functioning properly. Yes, those kids need, get it? Kidney needs lots of water. Water helps the kidneys preserve the body's homeostasis. Homeostasis, there we go. Flushing too little water through the kidneys can lead to kidney stones. You see, water helps to dissolve minerals and nutrients in the body and remove waste. If there isn't enough water, these minerals and nutrients build up in the kidney and become kidney stones. When there is waste in the kidney, it forces other vital organs to work much harder than they would have had to. These issues can lead to kidney disease and kidney failure. But drinking a lot of water keeps the kidneys happy and healthy and functioning properly. Gosh, I need some water after that. Drinking water makes digestion way better. Water intake dilutes your stomach acid and helps food waste to pass through the body much easier. Without this, you may find yourself suffering from heartburn, constipation, feel that burn, and stomach ulcer. Now what is happening here? Your stomach would have been experiencing increased concentrations of acid because your intestines could not break down the food you consumed. Neither could it transport food waste through your body, all because you did not drink enough water. Joint problems? Say no more. Water helps form the necessary lubrication for your joints to prevent friction and pain as the body moves. Yeah! Lotion for your bones! It makes your brain function better. Bet you didn't know that, huh, brainiac? And overall, water boosts you up. Is that the saying? I don't know. All I'm saying is drink plenty of water. So, those are the facts. Now, were they fun? I don't know. And don't forget the little ones. Hydrate the pitney them. Now, we recognize that you may want to consume something other than water some of the time. So, sip on some unsweetened tea. Maybe while sipping tea, have some coconut water. After all, you live on an island. Duh. And here are some tips to help you drink more water in case you're having difficulty. Carry a bottle filled with water every day and keep it in plain sight so you don't forget to drink. Add some lemon or civil oranges to improve the taste. Serve water during meals instead of juice and other beverages. Where there is water, there is a way. I'm sure that's not the saying, but work with me. After all, water works. Drink up.
Watch the trend, pick up the trend. This are the trend for all the youths them. Watch the
Calling all primary and secondary school students.
Hello?
This is just for you. Come and show your dance moves by joining the Trend Challenge. This will be your chance to let your creativity shine. All you have to do is follow the Ministry of Education at MOEY Jamaica on TikTok and Instagram. Create a 60-second dance video using the Trend jingle. Post the video on your TikTok channel, tag at least 3 of your friends, and use the hashtags #TrendChallenge, #TrendBrighterJA, and #EveryChildCanLearn before December 31. Easy, don't? We're looking for winners. So the top 3 videos with the most views will get amazing prizes. Winners will be announced on Monday, January 8, 2024. Hey, and don't forget to get your parents and teachers involved so we can keep it trending.
This is Trend, Transforming Education for National Development, a program designed by the Ministry of Education and Youth.
The ravages of climate change on food production can no longer be ignored. Farmers across the world, including right here in Jamaica, have had to make changes to boost food supplies. Let's learn more on how to practice climate-smart agriculture.
With a degree of increasing urgency on our actions to combat fast rising temperatures and slow sea levels eroding closer inland, what we do about climate change today will matter. The effects of climate change are far-reaching, and food security is one of the areas affected. As protecting our food security remains a high-level priority, climate-smart agriculture takes on increasing importance. This way of harvesting food uses better farming practices to reduce its contributions to greenhouse gas emissions, while increasing production output. Smart agricultural practices include reducing deforestation, better soil management, and intercropping. Climate-smart agriculture practices are intended to achieve 3 major outcomes. 1. Increased productivity. More food is needed to feed the global population as it continues to grow exponentially. Equally important is ensuring sustainable incomes for farmers, distributors, and key players driving the agriculture industry. Data from the World Bank indicates that 75% of the world's poor who live in rural areas rely on agriculture for their livelihoods. Number 2. Resilience to climate change threats. Increasing severe weather conditions caused by a warmer Earth means more drastic impact on agriculture output. To prevent this from happening, farmers can implement these practices, changing crops and livestock to ones better suited to the climate, and using technology to develop resistant variations of foods such as rice and bean plants. 3. Reduce greenhouse gas emissions, caused by farming inputs such as fertilizers. Sharply reducing the use of fertilizers that produce gases such as carbon dioxide and nitrogen through crop rotation practices is one green-checked option. To truly practice proper climate-smart techniques, the dialogue must be tailored to the different climate experiences across the world. In Jamaica's context, areas of major concern include the island's vulnerability to hurricanes, flooding, and droughts. The government has been implementing several programs at the community and national levels in partnership with regional and international agencies. The mission is to build climate resilience in Jamaica's agriculture sector. The Bodles Research Station is just one aspect of Jamaica's strategic plan to ensure sustainable crop production through proper seed storage. Planting crops conducive to the rainy and dry season is another climate-resilient food security measure. In the fisheries sector, several fish sanctuaries have been declared and fish farmers trained. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Forage Club recently partnered with the United Nations Development Programme UNDP to train 600 youth farmers and fishers on how to utilize agriculture practices that will withstand climate change and how to recover quickly from its impact. The 6-month pilot project will run from September 2022 to February 2023. A major part of implementing smarter farming practices is the collaboration of all partners involved in this sector. As more information emerges, followed by more robust action on climate change policies from countries across the globe, the agriculture sector will be in a better position to meet the food production demand.
The government has spent a lot of time and a lot of resources in trying to improve road safety. It is the logic behind the new Road Traffic Act. It is the logic behind the new ticketing system. So yes, we are below last year in terms of road deaths. I think we're about 10 to 12%. But as we enter into the festive season, where we usually see an uptick based on heightened use, based on parties, based on other events, we must implore commuters out there to be safe on the roads, because though you may be speeding to your destination, you may also be speeding to your final destination. Look out for the children, look out for pedestrians. Let us try to keep it more than 10% below last year.
Thank you for being with us today on Jamaica Magazine. Before we go, remember, every mountaintop is within reach if you just keep climbing. Join us again tomorrow for another interesting journey. Of course, you can visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.